Hello, it's Bryce, and this is Crash Course World History. And today we are going to talk to you about trade networks and how it impacted the entire world. There are two types of trade, maritime and overland.
What's maritime trade?
That is a fantastic question. Maritime trade is on the ocean, the sea, on the water. That made it possible for many ideas, goods, and cultures to be traded throughout nations. There are two types of this trade, Mediterranean and Indian Ocean. Mediterranean trade involved more competition and warfare than any other trade. People trading on the Mediterranean did not go far out of the land because of the fear of the unknown. Now it's time for the secret compartment. The trireme. They have square sails and 3 rows of people, which adds up to 180 people rowing. It gets up to speeds of 9 to 10 knots. Indian Ocean trade had another ship, which is the most important in my opinion, the dhow. These mighty ships had triangular sails and used no oars. They were sewn together, making them more stable because of how strong they were by the winds not tearing them apart. The thing that made Indian Ocean trade possible was the monsoon winds. It allowed trade to happen from India all the way to the east coast of Africa, which spread many religions and ideas as well as goods and materials. Yes.
What is overland trade?
That is a phenomenal question. This trade is overland. There are 3 types of this trade: Silk Road, Roman Road, and Trans-Saharan trade. Before we get into the Silk Road, it's time for the thought bubble. Kangxian is the father of the Silk Road. He brought porcelain for China, silk, paper, and cinnamon to Western civilizations. He brought back stronger Western horses, alfalfas, and grapes. The Silk Road is split into several short segments to avoid the Taklamakan Desert. Commodities as well as cultural ideas such as the religion Buddhism is spread from the Kushan peoples in India to China and other parts of Asia. The price of products inflated due to all the middlemen being added along the way. The next overland trade is the Roman roads. They were built in 500 BC for moving the armies around Rome much more quickly than any other transportation network. These roads spread out 56,000 miles, and there were mile markers for each mile. These roads facilitated trade and spread many ideas throughout the Roman Empire. The most famous Roman road was the Via Appia, which stands for the Appian Way.
The last example of overland trade is the Trans-Saharan trade. There was one animal that was very valuable to the part of the trade across the Sahara. This animal is the camel. The camels adapted very well to living in the Sahara because they could consume up to 50 gallons of water at a time, which means that they did not need additional water for a long period of time. Another important aspect of Trans-Saharan trade is the Bantu peoples. Over 2/3 of all African languages are derived from the Bantu languages. They also spread their knowledge of agriculture and brought the ability to make iron to many parts of the Sahara. The Bantu migration lasted from 3,000 to 500 years ago, so it is fairly recent.
There are many similarities and differences between Silk Road trade and Indian Ocean trade. For example, both required places to stop. The Silk Road had caravanserais, which were usually placed about a travel days apart, so that the traders could rest in between. Indian Ocean traders stopped at ports and port cities along the coast, such as Calicut. Calicut exported goods such as cardamom and black pepper, using monsoon winds and dhows to spread them. Some differences between Indian Ocean and Silk Road trade include the length of travel. Although there are many stops along the way, traveling along the entire Silk Road will take about a year, while trading along the Indian Ocean usually lasts about 6 months on average. Another difference includes the size of goods traded. The ships could carry much heavier goods than camels could. This allowed for many interactions between people, cultures, and civilization.
This is all we have for today on Crash Course World History.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Earth to Madelyn, Godfrey. Madelyn, Godfrey. Madelyn.
Okay, ready?
Did you get that?
Yeah.
You got the spill?
You got this.
Ooh, what's It spread from the Kushan peoples in India to the desert. Commodities.
You should tell.
Mediterranean, Indian Ocean. Why are you so close to me?
Say, take out the Alta State Trade Center.
Yeah.
Guys, stop. Stop.